Hello, everybody. Huge turnout today, but I'll record this, and if anybody misses it, they can listen to the video. So Claire, welcome. Taylor and Christina. I hope everybody's okay. Taylor, how many did we sell last night? She's not listening. All right. Couple things first. Claire, your team, Lakai, and Christina, according to Melissa Molinaro, you have yet to contact her about setting up your Square accounts. Can you give me an update on that?
That's correct. I haven't contacted her yet.
Have you, so you need to do that as soon as possible so you can test out the system and make sure it all works. Okay, Christina?
Yes. Do you have her phone number or her email?
Her email address is M Molinaro, MOLINARO at laverne.edu. And I'm going to double check the spelling of her name just to be on the safe side, because sometimes I'm an idiot and I screw these things up. So let's say here, Christina. Yes, M Molinaro, MMOLINARO at laverne.edu. Okay.
Okay.
You need to get that taken care of, or when you start selling and nothing is set up, you're going to be yelling and screaming that it's somebody's fault when it was your fault for not doing this. Okay. Now, could you also pass that on, because they're not here and they're supposed to be here, is Mr. Z and Mr. Jalen from your other Hands of Hope. If you've for some reason get a message to Frank Fialo or somebody, they have yet to contact Melissa as well.
Okay, I'll let them know.
Okay. And what this is all about is each one of your teams has a series of Square accounts. And we ran into this problem in my team the other day with Taylor, is that you have to set up the account. Now the account is already set up through the Wix, through your internet site. So what you have to be able to do is log into the your Wix.com site, but you need an email address to do that. Melissa will give you that information. Okay. Now, also as a sideline to that, each of your professors has a login to the Square account as well. For example, tomorrow in my class, I'll be giving Taylor my login, which I've just set up today. And so she can have direct, or anybody with a Square unit can have direct access through the Wix.com site. So you don't really need the app. All you need is that login to the Wix site, and you can use your Square. So your professors will explain this tomorrow to you in class, but that's how that works. Okay. So Christine, if you guys could do that within before the end of the week, that'll be the best. Okay, great, thanks. And another thing, as you can see on your screen, is the credit terms of your loan from Wells Fargo. And I just wanted to go over this with you, and it's really pretty simple, but let me just explain to it. And this is real world here. This is very similar to any loan you would get from a bank. It's just probably the dollar amounts are a little bit smaller. But this is called a line of credit. In other words, Wells Fargo has put $2,500 in your bank account. Oh, while we're here, speaking of bank accounts, Christina and Claire, have you signed into your Wells Fargo account?
I've signed in.
Okay. Claire?
Professor Hassey, I haven't yet.
Okay, just make sure you guys do that by Friday, okay?
Okay. How did you sign in, Christina?
Wells Fargo sent me 2 emails.
Yep.
And so one of the emails that has the link, but then the separate email has your password. So the first one has your the company ID and your username, and the second email has the password.
Okay, thank you.
And then once you log in with that password, you're supposed to change the password to your own password, and then you're off and running. Okay. Claire, are you there? Claire?
Yes.
Have you logged into your Wells Fargo account yet?
No, not yet. I will be doing that later.
By the end of the week is fine by me. Okay. All right. So what that Wells Fargo account is, when you do log in there, you'll see that it has $2,500 in it. and you're allowed to borrow on that line of credit. Now, what do I mean by borrowing? Well, for example, Taylor and her team this past week went out and purchased their product. All right. And it was, let's say, $400. And they used my credit card, the professor's credit card, and they all got the product. And so what we do now is I now fill out a check request, and that check request has the receipts of the purchase of the product. And now we can write a check to me to pay me back for the purchase of that inventory. And that money comes out of the credit line, $2,500, okay? And so you're allowed to take up to $2,500 of that credit line. Now, there's a couple of things that are very important for you to know as business women. You cannot go after the second week. If you have 2 consecutive weeks of losing money, they can call in the loan. In other words, let's say this has never happened, so don't anybody panic, okay? In the 11 years I've been in this program, this has never happened. But if you have 2 weeks of consecutive losses, they can actually say, all right, it's over. You're done. You got to call, that's it. Now, again, it's never happened. Now, the next question, especially for Claire, is how do they know you had 2 weeks of losses? Because every week we send them financial statements. So and I've explained this to Claire already, every Monday, like for example, your first financial statement is due to me next Monday, October 4th. That's for this week. And so you send that to me, I look it over, make sure it's cool. And then I send it to Wells Fargo. And they read these every week. And if they see in a couple of weeks, if you're losing money still and not selling anything, they're going to get a little nervous. All right. And that's what that's all about. Okay. Now the interest rate on that loan is 8.25%. And that's what we've already built into our business plans already. So we know about that. So this is an important stuff because Wells Fargo is lending you money and they want to make sure it's going to be paid back. So that's why we have to send them weekly financials to assure them that we know what we're doing. Okay. And so that is very important. All right. Now, speaking of the financials, Taylor, give us a report about your roommate's car situation. What's going on?
She filed a police report, and the guy whose car got stolen, they found it, but it was totaled. So
Wow.
we'll see. Yeah.
Okay. You know, it's those Pomona college students. They're always causing trouble, stealing cars and stuff. You never can trust those people. I'm telling you, those Pomona college.
Well, they found it in Pomona, so.
There you go. I rest my case. Okay. Now, all of you have prepared in your business plan these financials, your most likely scenarios. Okay. This is your plan of what you guys think is going to happen. So Mr. Wells Fargo now has these scenarios. Okay. And so as we send them the weekly financials, they're going to compare your numbers to what happened. Okay. Now, my team, which is Team H2O, they did it pretty smart because they have a very smart professor who's helping them. All right. And they said, well, it's going to take us a while to get up to speed. So we're not projecting any sales this first week. Now, it just so happens that they are going to have sales this week because they got their product on time. Now, I know some of our team's not going to get their product till later on, and that's okay. So when we send this to Wells Fargo next week with the actuals, they're going to be saying, oh, you guys didn't say you were going to make any sales this week, but you made some sales, so you're ahead of the game. Congratulations. So they're going to take a look every week at your plan that we've already sent them, and you did it in your business presentation last week, which were all very good. And then we're going to send them this every Monday, and especially this is Claire's doing. We're going to send them now actual reports. Now just notice this is all blank, all right, because this is still the first week, but it's the responsibility of your CFO. So that's Claire, that's Jaylon, that's Aiden, And that's our team. Our team and Team H2O, we have the whole team is the CFO, which is kind of different, but that's how Professor Hassey set it up. So it's your responsibilities every Monday to tell Wells Fargo what actually happened. How many units did you sell last week? Either credit sales or cash sales. All right. Did you have any expenses last week? And your professors and your finance assistants will help you do this. But this has to be to me by Monday evening every week. So Claire and Jaylon and Aiden, you have to send me this report every week. Now, if you want a blank copy like this, please, I'll go ahead and send it to you. If you want one, this is a blank one with everything blank, with the sales tax report blank and the bank ledger blank and all the things that you need to fill out that we've looked at. If you need another one of these that are blank, I can more than happy to send it to you. Or if you don't want me to send you one, you're going to have to convert the one that you already have and save it as a new file called actuals and keep track of your actuals in that file. Either way, I need a file every Monday that says actuals team. Christina, help me with your name again. Go.
Lokai.
Team Lokai. You see, I'm from the Midwest. I'm an old gangster. I screw these things up royally, so I apologize.
You're
right.
okay.
And Team Hands of Hope, Team Key Movement, and Team H2O has to do these reporting every Monday in the evening. And I get it. I look them over, and then I send them to Wells Fargo Monday night, and they're happy. And when Wells Fargo's happy, my life is a lot pleasant. Okay. Now, in addition to doing all this and keeping the financials now, you also have to keep track of your money. In other words, somebody's going to need to be reimbursed for the products you bought. Somebody's going to need to be reimbursed for the T-shirts or the banners or any expenses you guys have, marketing expenses, right? Somebody's going to have to get repaid. So it's up to the CFO, Claire, Jalen, Aiden. All right. You're going to have to make sure you get receipts from those people. One of the misconceptions, and I talked with Aiden the other day from Key Movement, he thought each one of you get a credit card and you can spend your money with a credit card. I don't know where he got that idea. Aiden must be smoking something that's not the right variety or something. But you don't get a credit card. How you get reimbursed is you give me your receipts with a check request, and then I cut you a check and pay you. You guys have no control over paying anything. That comes from my office. So as you start building expenses this week, I'm sure some of you have ordered your product. I'm sure some of you have ordered T-shirts or banners or business cards or hats or something that you're going to use, that you're going to market your product on. If you need to be reimbursed, you have to get that to me as soon as possible so we can cut the check and get it into your accounting system. Because where that's going to hit is right here in your statement of cash flows. This is where you collect money and spend money. And once I start cutting checks, it goes right here. Is cash flow going out. When you start collecting money in your bank account, it goes right here. Cash coming in. So we have to start keeping track of that immediately. So if you need to be reimbursed, I need a receipt and I need a check request. The check request you already have. And here, let me show you where some of them are here in this statement that I have here. Where is it? Let me get here. Oops. Just a sec. There we go. Oh, my screen's screwed up, so sorry I can't show it. But all your CFOs have the check requests, and if you need copies or you need any of that, you gotta let me know, okay? So make sure you get that information, you pass that along to your various team members. So if you have somebody on your team that goes out and spends money, they have to report. You're the officers of the company, so you have to collect that receipt, make sure it was in your plan. You can't just have anybody go out and say, oh, I'm going to buy $10, $50, $500 of T-shirts today. Wait a minute. In our business model, we said we were going to spend $100 on t-shirts. That's all you can spend. You can't do anything more. And so that's your job. And then when they spend that money and bring you the receipts, then it's up to you guys to take the receipt, put together a check request, and send it to me. Either bring it to me in the classroom, in my classroom every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30 or at 3:30. I remember on campus teaching at 8:30 every Tuesday and Thursday morning in Landis 101A, or 3:30 every Tuesday and Thursday in the afternoon in Landis 101A. You can bring me that to that classroom, or you can send it to me via email. Either way, that's how you get reimbursed. There's no credit cards. You don't have access to charging anything. It all comes from my office. Okay. So that's how all that works. Now, Aiden, you came on a little late, and I'll be damned if I'm going to go over this stuff again. So I've recorded this, so you can go back and listen to it again. I'm recording this session now. The key thing is 2 areas. You now have the responsibility of every Monday reporting your actual financials in a new file folder. You don't give me the most likely scenario updated to actuals. No, you create a new file called actuals. And if you need a blank file, I can send you one. If not, just make a copy of your most likely scenario and zero everything out and put in the actuals. But you have to do that every Monday. Here's a little tip that I shouldn't tell you, but I will. I grade you guys on how you manage this. And I tell your professors at the end of the semester, oh, Christina did A work. She did excellent work. Or Aiden, he did okay work, but I would give him an A- for his financial work. That's what I would do. So I report this to your professors. Now, if I have a problem during the course of the semester, you and I will discuss it. I'm not going to do a blind eye on you and let you know all of a sudden the last minute that you're not doing very good and you're going to get a lousy grade for this. I will let you know, but you are being graded on the timeliness and the accuracy. And most important, I know a lot of you guys have a lot of things going on, and a lot of times you're going to forget things or forget how to do things. That's your job, is to be responsible enough to give me a telephone call or write me an email or send me a text message and say, Mr. Hassey, how do we do this again? What am I supposed to do? How does this work? That's your responsibility, just to ask the questions if you get stuck. All right. If you get stuck, if you're out on a sales event and your square doesn't work, or if you're out on a sales event and you lose money, hopefully accidentally, if you're out on a sales event and something goes wrong, you have my phone number. You can call me. You can send me a text. Okay. I'm here to help you with those things. You can also talk to your professors too, but my responsibility is the safety of you guys and your numbers and your financials to make sure it all goes well. And that's why I'm standing behind you to help you do all this. But I can't help you unless you say, I'm having a problem and I need help. Okay. That's the most important thing, excuse me. So the key things is for Professor Fiala's teams need to set up their Square account and get that going, and so they can practice it. That's another key. Send an email to Melissa Molinaro, and she will help you get going on that. All right. Everybody else, Aiden and your team and Taylor's team, you guys are off and running, but now we start keeping track of the actuals. You should keep, with your marketing people or your sales people, you should have some type of daily or definitely a weekly report where you always know 2 things. How much have we sold and how much we have left in inventory. Every day, like tomorrow morning, tomorrow morning, I'm going to go to Taylor. Taylor, what's our inventory this morning? And if she says, I don't know, I'm not going to be very impressed. All right. Or if Aiden sends me an email and says, Mr. Hassey, I need this. And I go, by the way, Aiden, what's your revenue? How many dollars have you taken in this week? I don't know. I'm not going to be very impressed, because that means you're not managing your money. That's your job, is to be responsible for that. And daily, because if you let it go a couple of days, you're going to miss something. You're going to lose something. or you're not going to be on top of it. So you should put this as part of your routine with your team members daily. Hey, what was our sales yesterday? All right. You could go to your Wix site and have your internet manager give you a report daily of how many people purchased a product on your website every day. So you know how much money is going to be hitting your bank account the next day. If you let this slide and only do it weekly, things are going to get lost. Things are going to get messed up. You think Walmart and Kmart and Ford Motor Company and Apple just let it slide from day to day? Oh, you know, how much money do we have? Oh, I have no idea. We'll take care of that tomorrow. Really? They can't do that. They wouldn't be in business if that happened. Same thing for you guys. You have to keep track of it daily. Now, I know it might seem overwhelming. If it gets overwhelming, and Aiden's good at this because I know he always contacts me. Aiden, I'm not making fun of you, but Aiden's always good. If he doesn't know what's going on, he lets me know. And that's the way it should be. It's not being a pain in the neck to me. That's my job. I'm getting paid $5 an hour to do this. Huge amounts of money I'm being paid. You buying that? So that's my job, is to make sure you guys, if you have questions, I'm here to help you. Now I see we have some chat questions. No, that's it. We already talked about that. All right, so that's where we are right today on Wednesday. So over the next few days, you finish. Now, some of you, I know some of you maybe not even have your product yet, so you don't even have any sales yet, but that's okay. You anticipated that. That's not a problem. But as you start recording sales and inventory and start dealing with expenses, somebody needs to be reimbursed for travel. Somebody needs to be reimbursed for buying some business cards, whatever. You got to get receipts and get the check request to me so I can cut the checks and pay everybody. Okay, that's a key. And then Monday, you have to do your financials and get them over to me. Any questions?
Yeah, I actually have a couple of questions. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, cool. So for our
Nick,
team
before I get started, Nick, does a day go by when you never ask a question?
honestly, I'd be surprised. In fourth grade, I was voted the fastest question asker. So
When you were in fourth grade, when you started asking this question, did anybody ever beat you up or anything?
honestly, some people probably got really close to it, including a couple of teachers, you know?
Exactly. I kind of know how that feels right now, but that's all right. I can deal with that. All right, Nick, what's your question?
So my question is, for our team specifically, are we going to go over this more in depth during like a financials class? Because as it stands right now, okay, because I'm not sure who would be delegated to this responsibility.
I got it all mapped up, Nick. Don't worry about it. We're going to talk about that in every class, every finance class, every morning.
Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to know. I think that was my main question.
Really? That's it?
Nick,
yeah, Nick, what are you wearing today? What's the wardrobe today?
I'm actually wearing an ASULV crew neck with some jeans. And that's about it.
Any color in your outfit today? Any color? Nick, you're always wearing black. It kind of looks like a Johnny Cash.
I currently am wearing all black right now.
See, I don't understand that. What's the statement there?
It's just I think it really establishes me as like a successful person. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to agree with that, but you're entitled to your opinion. So you're in good shape. All right, Nick, thanks. Okay, so we will go over all this in our finance class tomorrow. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that.
Professor?
Yes, Aiden.
Oh yeah, one quick thing is I just need can you send over a blank sheet, and then I'll watch the recorded Zoom, and then I'll probably ask you questions after that to see if I missed anything.
That's fine, Aiden. And you can stop by our business finance class if Abadante lets you if Abadante lets you out of his class, which ain't gonna happen.
He actually let us out.
You might tell Abadante that your dad does business with LeBron James. That might carry some weight with that guy. If you say that, he might let you out of class.
I don't know.
But don't tell him you like Donald Trump or you're going to get an F. So watch out there. Okay.
He let us out 20 minutes the other day. We have an
Well, but
exam.
he's having some bathroom problems. He had to get out of there. So that just keep that between us. All right. All right, Aiden. So we're done here. I'll send you this blank email that I have on the screen, this blank financial file called actuals. You'll just have to change the name of your team on it and you're off and running. Okay. And if you have questions, you let me know. But I have class this evening, Aiden, so I won't be available this evening, but I will be available tomorrow.
All good. Thank you very much. I'll check. I'll
All right.
definitely watch the rest of the recorded Zoom.
And when I send you the email, I'll send you the link to that Zoom of this session. Okay.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Have
I
a good
mean,
day, man.
tell me I don't know what I'm doing, please. I don't even have to wear black and I know what I'm doing, like Nick.
I don't blame him. I wear actually black shorts every day. Like I'm wearing
Yeah,
black
but
shorts.
imagine if you did wear black, Professor Hassett, you would
I think it's a good look.
do even better.
That's a possibility. That's a good point. That's a very good point. All right. Does anybody have any other questions?
I just wanted to speak to you after and give you an update about how the event went. But that's
Yes, I've been asking all around and I don't get any answers about what the hell happened last night. Did we get robbed or what?
well, I can speak to you after everyone goes because I don't
Oh,
want to have to
geez,
hold
great.
everyone.
Okay. All right, everybody. So that's it. Thanks a lot for coming. Pass this information on to your teammates if you desire. And I'll look forward to working with you and keep in touch. Okay.
Thank you,
All right, get out
Professor.
of here.
Take care.
Get out. Leave. Go. Bye. Go. Get out.
Nick, do you need me to stay or no?
Or it's up to you. I mean, it's not like confidential or anything. I was just gonna say,
Hold it. Let me turn off the
Tim-
recording. Let me turn off the recording.
yeah, go ahead.